So good afternoon, guys. So today I will talk about Microsoft Power BI, which is a business intelligence tool. So first of all, we should know about like what is a Power BI and what's are their uses for the data field. Power BI is basically like interactive data visualization software, which is made by the Microsoft. It's a primary focus with like basically business intelligence, like it's a collection of software service and connectors so that's work together from unrelated source of data into the visualized form. So and Power BI is basically cloud based business analytics service that enable like fast and easy access to the data. When I say that fast and easy, because in comparison with other tools, my Power BI is like lots of fast features, and it's present like live 360-degree view of the businesses model, and it's also enable the data discovery and the exploration, and its collaboration across the organization is so good. And by this Power BI dashboard, we have to visualize and analyze data in a so beautiful manner. So so journey of the Power BI basically. First technical wave of the BI intelligence. BI denote for the business intelligence basically. Like first wave of technical business intelligence, like first wave of technical business intelligence like is basically inform IT to end user basically you like which demand their visualization software. In second wave of Power BI basically like self service which have like data analyst to end user and other types of analyst. And in third wave which have talking of today's now like end user business intelligence which I have talked about everyone and in cover lots of domain of the society. So it's a key benefit and decision, and it's like introducing Microsoft BI, Power BI in bullet points. Like it's a pre-built content pack consists of a dashboards which you see in like Power BI, which are made by the analysts so beautiful manner. And it also present a feature of reports for popular SaaS solutions. SaaS do not for here software as a service, and it's present the like real time dashboard update, because when you work on the real data set, so they are updated accordingly on their self. So and it's a secure live connection to your data source and on premises on the cloud, because it is run on the cloud uh, software. It is a data exploration by using NL query, natural language query, and it's an integration with the Power BI products and commitment for scales and availability in Azure. Power BI overview basically, like Power BI services, like what are Power BI services they have provided. Like it's a they have provided natural language query, which I'm talking about some minutes ago, and it's sharing and collaboration, because their sharing and collaboration dashboard is so great in accuracy and in visualization manner. And they also present live dashboard, their report visualization data set all are present in their overview. And it's basically data source is basically like SAS software as a solution, like example basically GitHub, Google Analytics, and they have other sources like on premise data analysis services. Apart from analysis services, they have also types of services they have included like web services, etc. Organizational content pack, like they are corporate data sources or they are external data service. So in this slide, we have introducing the Power BI online services they have provided. Like Power BI online services offer a simple, intuitive experience for their interact with the data, and it's provided basically cloud-based BI services known as Power BI services, along with their desktop interfaces, like basically which is known as the Power BI Desktop. And It's offer also the data warehouse concept capability through the data processing or data preparation. And their services and feature have been designed to simplify engaging with the data and the user from the heterogeneous sources. Heterogeneous basically from different sources, and they fuel faster, more, and insightful business decision. And they have visualized the dashboard in so accurate manner and deliver a rich consolidated view of key information underlying data is stored. So basically, user engage with the Power BI services by using a supported web browser or their mobile applications. Basically, like from Google Edge, you have downloaded this Power BI services. So one of the most important topics of Power BI basically is like they have creating and exploring reports, because by making a reports or to lay out the visualization to the stakeholder of community, or it is a basically one or more pages which is demand by the users or clients, and they have basically rich interactive reports which have created, updated, and exploring the web browser experiences. And report is based on the single data set, or it consists of one, two, or more pages which basically depend on the clients. Each pages can be named and consist of visualization and shape. We currently you have seen this. It's a donut chart. It's a like donut chart which I present. Exploring reports. Like when you explore the report in the Power BI, you have option to the choose from numerous modern visualization types. Basically, stack bar chart in vertical manner, like in area chart, histogram manner, visual manner, slicer, R script, donut chart, pie chart. My voice is audible, Monica? Okay, okay. And it's my screen visible? Please tell me if any problem, please. Okay, 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 Anubhav. Thanks for mentioning. So when you export the report in visual in Power BI, basically you have the so many choices. Basically, like you have if you have filtered the data. So uh, first demand is like basically slicer. By using slicer, you have filtered the lots of data in lots of, I mentioned like lots of in like 2,000 or more than that manner. And if you display the numeric value, like if you display the like 1,000 value in numeric form, like in lakhs form, so in this scenario you use the multi card or multi row cards, basically table metrics KPI. KPI denotes for here like key performance indicator. Key performance indicator role in Power BI is so huge because initially Power BI beginners who have things to study Power BI, they have neglected the power KPI concept because, but in business model KPI play a very crucial role to enhance the business values or business graph. So I insist on like I think that candidate more give time to the KPI types of concept like KPI DEX. Later I will tell what's DEX. If you have graphically visualized data like bar, column, bar basically I think you know what's bar and column. Combo is scattered. Is scattered basically like in 2D scatter the data in like in outlier manner. Right? Waterfall, pie, donut chart. Donut chart is basically it's a donut chart which have you seen in this slide. donut, funnel, basically funnel, tree map, gauge, R script. R script basically it's not for by R. Especially visualize the data like map or field map. So that's are the visual we have which have imported from the that slide and that service. Import custom visual basically. So next topic of our today's workshop is basically connecting to Power BI data sets. Because when will you open the Power BI? So first task will be of your like connecting to Power BI data source. Like if you have store or explore the Excel file in their Power BI services, or otherwise you have integration with the Azure service as your demand. So connecting to Power BI data sources. So connecting to data through the Power BI basically easy. And I think in all BI intelligence tool, Power BI connecting to data is a very easy in context of other BI tools. If you think like in Tableau also of a business intelligence tool, but in Power BI they have present the so easy to handle connecting to data format. So I think connecting to data sources in Power BI is a easy to use for context of customer or candidate point of view. So connecting to data through a Power BI is a easy, and it's a achieved with a variety of data source format. Data source format in data source format I'll talk about like Excel or SQL Server or PDF format. Basically depends on raw data or just a file format. So content pack. Content pack here is like my organization services field files, including Power BI desktop file, Excel workbook. So connecting to Power BI data sources, Power BI also enables the connection to the SAS. SAS do not for software as a service applications. Connections require an existing subscription. Basically, if you have purchased the subscription, you will get the SAS applications or other types. So each content pack will provide pre-built dashboard and reports. So file can be upload or connecting to the OneDrive for businesses. Like OneDrive, personal or SharePoint online updated to OneDrive file will be appear automatically in dashboard or report format. And they have supported the Power BI desktop file or also Excel workbooks and also CSV file. CSV file is basically done for the common separated value. And because most of the file in Kaggle format or in other data set format, it's mostly chance they have included in the CSV mode file, CSV format or in other Excel format. So most of the time you will deal with the Excel format or CSV format. And maximum file size for uploading file here is like 250 MB because when you're uploading the data on the Power BI or connected to the Power BI, you must know about like maximum size to uploading data on the Power BI is basically 250 MB. So please mention these stats. Like connecting to Power BI data source, like on Power BI desktop file, you have a two to three types of options. Like on file, you have basically Power BI data sets. On report section, you have Power BI reports. In empty report, empty dashboard. In empty dashboard, basically not like in which they have no any visualize or card visual or graphical manner present on dashboard is empty dashboard is automatically created with a token tile to connect to the data set. Question and answer already. And Excel workbook basically data model contents take precedence over the worksheet content, and their data model also is very good and they have present in the Power BI data set. And connecting to other type of data source in Power BI like SQL Server analysis, because currently SQL have a bread and butter of the data field. If you enter in and think about entering the data field, so you must know about like what is a SQL. SQL basically is structured query language, and if you know a SQL, So you must know about like how to connect it to the Power BI data source with the SQL or live connection with your own premises or data, which can be made on the SQL server analysis. Power BI supported the SQL Server 2012 and later. Its natural language query is not supported here, but its Q&A format, question and answer format is present. Only available the Power BI Pro licenses. If you have purchased the license, they have present in that format. Or in this feature, you can also work with the live data from analysis services like with the on-premises data gateway. I think you know about what is a gateway. Please ask me any question regarding this slide or just this PPT. I will answer all of the questions side by side. You can ask because by this interaction we can make that work so more interesting and talkable. Ask me any question regarding Power BI dashboard till there. So I think no question is available. So next topic of like we have keeping data current in Power BI format. Like Power BI enables the like online and on-premises data refreshes for the data sets which are uploaded in the Power BI desktop. Is also present data in the Excel workbook where Power Query Editor and Power Pivot is used to query data. Data refresh can be on demand or in the schedule manner. And minimum schedule frequency is hourly achieved via gateway. Like integration with the Azure services. Basically, Power BI is also like in machine learning, storage, SQL Server, HD Insight, Stream Analytics, all connecting to the Power BI and all play a very huge role in the Azure services which have built on the connectivity and integrations to bring more business value and more intelligence effort to the model. And its integration can be achieved with the need to develop complex SQL. And Power BI basically user interface is fairly intuitive and user familiar with the Excel and other types of Microsoft product. If you comparison with other Microsoft product, Power BI is a very easy one. And basically its biggest achievement is like basically user can download application for Windows 10 or other type which you like Windows 10 to Windows 11 which are in your system support. So that be the biggest biggest advantage. So that here we have talked about like Power BI desktop, like what is a Power BI desktop and one what's they have download. In this GI interface, you see that it's a file modeling. In file format, you firstly see that get data. Get data basically what types of format you have stored in this slide or this text Power BI desktop. And in others like enter data. Enter data basically you have typed the data or like in table format or other things. Edit queries. Edit queries basically you have added the queries which is in present in their data or other. Refresh for basically refresh the data. New pages, new page for new visual, textbook imaging, saves, page view, MR, new measures, publish. Only though that's those members which have published the Power BI Dex Power BI report who have subscribed and purchased the subscription of Power BI services. So otherwise you don't publish the data on Power BI if you don't purchase the subscription or just to purchase. So in Power BI desktop, you will deal with the three types of views. Basically, firstly, report view. In report view, you have sees the canvas setting, canvas basically in which dashboard is making, and second is basically data, which where data is present and what types of data is present. Relationship views basically signifies the relations between the data to the other one. In next slide, we have talked about we have see about more about data and relationship view, report view. So work with data view to inspect, explore, and understand data in the model. So it's a different from the Power Query editor. Power Query editor basically is for the how can you view. This is a view of the data from after it is loaded in the model. In this slide, you see after loading the data in the Power Query, you have chances to update or view tables column in the this scenario. Like also you have add the new column or new measures or relation manager relationship. Creating queries. Here you have numerous commands are available on the query editors, which have you ribbon and context minus menu to manage columns, reduce rows, including removing errors, which have transformed the data in another one. And they also split the data like add column basically when you dealing when you making the dashboard, if you think like this one for one column is missing, you also add the like column by using the formula in Power Query editor on just canvas manner. As the editor experiences, like user can easily experiment in rollback changes. It's depend on the user. Like enhancing the model. Basically, we have a chance to enhance the model. There are basically three different types of calculation, and each are defined by using DEX. DEX basically denote for the data analysis expression, and if you want to grasp more concept in Power BI, so DEX is play a very huge role because if you don't study properly DEX functions, so you will face this difficulty in achieving Power BI skills goodness. So there are three different types of calculation which are presenting by using DAX functions, like basically calculated columns, calculated tables, and measures. DAX basically for the data analysis expression. So in short format, we have tell that it's a DAX. DAX basically consisting of Excel functions. More than 80 functions have supported in this format. They also support the table functions. Aggregate functions denote here like sum, ag, min, max. So that's are the aggregate functions, and also support like basically relationship navigations functions and context modification functions. So here are like define measure, basically measure to add aggregation value or logic to the model, and value are not materialized in the model. So basically formula are evaluated at query times. And common aggregate function basically here is like sum, count, distinct count, average, maximum, which have like if you have aggregate the data in some format which have the client demand or system demands. So in that way, you have aggregate the data in different scenario. Average on like is basically summarize the data. So defining measure is not necessary for simple aggregations requirement. So during designing report, you have deal with this steps, create queries, configure relationship, enhance the model, design report, and publish to Power BI. So if you and I also talk about like which is conditioned to the published to the Power BI. And not all of the above have published their dashboard to the system, because if you don't purchase the subscription or pay fees, so you don't purchase the language, you want like email ID, business email ID to publish Power BI dashboard to the other uh, holder. So report can be designed based on the visible model interface. The design experience is almost the same as is available in the Power BI online services. And Power BI services basically present on the text boxes, image and shape can be added in this format. And text box contain hyperlink. And I think you have know about what's a hyperlink. Hyperlink basically signify the link to the other connector format. So here are the key takeaway of their today's workshop. Power BI Desktop is a companion desktop application to the Power BI. And Power BI Desktop is a visual data exploration and reporting tool, which present the data is so visualized manner. This tool enables simple and quick visualization of data. For complex schema, a development methodology can involve, like basically creating a query, configuring in relationship, enhance the model with hierarchy and calculations, and designing reports, including the use of customer visual and publishing to Power BI. And in other, like user can choose to work in a way that makes sense to them. And Power BI benefit by roles, like when you know about Power BI, so you have chance to enter in so different domain. Firstly, you have chance to move to the business user, like import data from SAS sources. And in second domain, you have uses the Power BI in business analyst, where they have important reshaping and model data in so great manner. And also they creating compliant compelling report and visualization. In third way, they have create content pack to their share insights. In third, they have also BI professionals also that domain which have uses Power BI. So all of the about like Power BI is used in all types of analysis or data related field. And yeah, be you also use Power BI as in developer field, like in developer like integrated applications with Power BI and create a real time dashboard. If you know about common uses of Power BI, which I talk about, like Power BI is basically used to find the insights. Insight basically in know the data very well, like with the organization data, and like data mining types of concept. Power BI can help connect disparate or unstructured data set into the transform and clean format. The data model created from Power BI basically to create graphs and provide visual of the data and and it's basically like telling stories to the audience through the charts on the other visual manner. And they are also examining if what if scenario with the examining the data. And in Indian concept, in election way or the types of cricket way, when the result is come, you make the beautiful dashboard on the election result, and you predict that difference between the last election to the last. And so in that way Power BI uses is so great. And BI intelligence analyst is play a very great role in this, because this types of industries is making like bigger day by day. And like BI intelligence analysis is also demanding like political circles or cricketing analytic way, because when you watch the cricket match, like data of analytic data of a cricketer, like related to the batsman or bowler, they have like they present the data in graphical manner. So I think Power BI is very great to use, and a user must learn this so great Power BI tool. So and its dashboard for administration or ad manager have a good. And last thing I will I skipped in this workshop. Like who uses Power BI? So Power BI is a self-service, basically BI tool that bring data analyst or data candidate to the employers. So it's mostly used by the data, and it's used both by the departmental or management team. So that's why Power BI popularity is increasing day by day. And other Power BI competitor is basically Tableau. But in Tableau concept, Power BI is edge, and most of the company have prefer Power BI on Tableau because they have lots of features which have not present in the Tableau. But in Tableau, you have upload the more data, but in Power BI you have this disadvantage. But overall concept, Power BI is a edge in all of the BI tool. So that's the our today's workshop. So you can